Good morning. Good morning. My name's Rodney Glover. I'm non-party affiliated. I'm a candidate for governor for Florida. I consistently say, do not keep voting for people you cannot control. But I wanted to make sure that you guys understood what happens if you went to the ballot box and did not give these candidates your vote. That's going to be governed by Florida Statute 102.168 and Florida Statute 102.100. Now, this is important because these are the statutes that govern if indeed you don't vote for a candidate. Again, that's Florida Statute 102.168 and Florida Statute 100.061. Now, if you don't vote for anybody, that means every primary candidate, every candidate has a zero vote. That means nobody got it. What do they do? Under this statute that was done in 1913, the Florida Department of State and County would draw lots. And you're like, well, draw lots? Yes, draw lots. That means that they could draw names from a hat, they could draw straws, they could roll dice, or even flip a coin because it doesn't talk about what it means to draw lots. If citizens are saying, I am tired of voting for representatives that don't represent the people, so I will not cast my vote for a person, right? I'm still going to cast my vote in the general election for the amendments because that's a democratic process that citizens can say, we all wanted this. We had to meet that 60% threshold. We're going to vote for this. But if you left the people blank under statute 100.161, it would go to a coin flip. They're going to roll the dice. They can come up with anything that falls in line with drawing dots. And it says this is the line in the statute. If two or more candidates receive an equal in the highest number of votes for the same office, such candidates shall draw lots to determine which candidate is nominated. So if everybody zeroed out, it's a roll of the dice as to who gets put in that office. A roll of the dice as to who gets put there. If you keep voting for people who you don't control, you're rolling the dice anyway. Matter of fact, I would think that you have what we have experienced, what we are experiencing today in 2026 with inflation not going down, with war that we cannot regulate and control, with healthcare that we can't regulate and control, with wages that we cannot regulate and control. It is, you are less likely to get what you want voting for a person than giving the dice a chance to not pick the person that the corporation has spent the most money on. There is just no way to say that you have a higher chance if you vote for a person that you cannot control, but that money has put out in front of you. I'm simply giving you what's in the rules. You have a better chance pushing a coin flip and getting a great candidate than you do the one that is being pushed out in front of you by corporations, the one that is not telling you that they will not give you the ability to hold them accountable via the Constitution. Because the Constitution is our rooted guideline. That's where it starts at. So if we are looking for control, there should be, every candidate should be saying, I'm in this office to get you constitutional control, which will lead to everything else that they're talking about. But that has to be the number one. That has to be the number one priority because there are too many citizens that are saying things are not okay, but we're not looking to make the correct constitutional changes. And that's where our problem is. We cannot hold these people accountable constitutionally. I'm just telling you the facts. You can go and validate and verify Florida Statute 100.061. You can go validate and verify Florida Statute 102.168 because it's important just to have that factual information. But I'm here to tell you, they're not worth voting for. There is no candidate that should ever get your vote if the system that they're getting put into, you cannot access them. Thank you very much. You guys have a great morning.